Hello everyone. We are in the third chapter of analytics programming. So in this chapter, you're going to learn Python and the different data types of Python and the functions associated with those data types and functions, all those topics that we are going to cover, okay, in this chapter 3. So in this video tutorial, I'm going to cover the lecture part along with the coding. Okay, let's get started. So apart from the basic data types like integer, float, and string, Python has special data types, which are known as containers. Okay, so list, set, tuple, and dictionary. So these four are Python's special data structure. Each of these data types has its own advantages and disadvantages and its own functionalities, which is called methods, which we are going to discuss and practice in this chapter. So let's start with list. List is a collection of objects, collection of different elements. Okay, so you can put different elements together in a container. Okay, that will act like this container has, as we know, variable is nothing but a memory, right? Memory space. We are allocating some memory through allocating a variable. List is a variable where you can container. Okay, variable. The sense it's like a container variable where you can put more than one element to continuous spaces. Okay, one just like that, you can put more elements, you can access the elements because they will be saved in a continuous method. Okay, so we are going to use one memory to access all those elements that is put in that container. So list advantages of list is like it is mutable. Okay, so you can change the element, you can change the location of the value of the element. And another thing is you can have different types put together. As we know, Python is a loosely typed language. Okay, you don't need to define the data type. So list is the container that can have different data types together, as shown in this example. Apple, this string, integer, and float. And float is again a list inside the list. So you can put many elements together in a list, okay? And then how we can define the list. There are two ways that we can define the list. You can put the square bracket and you can separate the elements by comma as shown in the example. Or we can just call the method called list to create a new list. I'll show you with the code. For example, here I'm creating a list with the list variable name is X, which I have put some string values, list elements here. Okay, so if I run, if I recall it, it will just all the elements. That is another way I can create list. I can just simply call the list method and then we call the type of the list. Type of that X variable, you can see that will be list. You can see that will be list. There are two ways you can create the list by using the square bracket and then by calling the list method. Okay, so how to do the indexing? Normal Python indexing, same thing that is applicable to the list as well. This indexing starts from 0 and you can access the last element by using the index value -1 that will go in backwards too. So if you want to access the last element, you can access -1 or you can access the order 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like the same order you can apply, or you can do it in the reverse order. So both are possible with Python. Only few languages have, you can do it in Python, access it in reverse and front. So whatever the normal Python can hold all those indexing property is applicable to list as well. Okay, so let's do some indexing related functionalities here in GPT Notebook. So here I have created a list data type and I have saved some characters here. So I'm going to access the characters 0, 1, 2, 3. So if I pass 3 index, then you can see the H element will get retrieved. Similarly, if I pass -1, then the last element will get retrieved. And -6, so in front the backwards, -1, -2, -3, -6 will retrieve P. And as you know, the other indexing thing, if you use the colon with 3, then except the third index 0, 1, 2. Before the 3, whatever the elements are that, those elements will get retrieved. Same thing, if you do like this, except the -2 and -1. Okay, so it includes the -2, -1, -3. So excluding the first 3 elements, all the elements will get retrieved and displayed in this order. And then here, multi-element list. You can, as I told you, like it can hold different data types together. So this is the example to show you how it can hold different elements together. The length, if you click the length, if you check the length function will get the number of elements in the list. Okay, so it says it has only 3. That means it takes the third element as a single element. Okay, so that is the indexing. And second thing, let's check the mutability of this list. So if I create a variable, you can see I have just retrieved everything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the value of the 0 from river to Python and the value of 1 index from lake to C++. Okay, so I'm just changing the values. After I change the values, if I check the elements, then you can see the river and lake is replaced with Python and C++. So list are mutable. Okay, so the mutability property that we have checked. Next, we'll see what are the different types of methods, built-in methods are available. As we know, in Python, everything is considered as an object. Okay, everything is an object. So object is nothing but like a capsule that holds the variable and the methods together. Okay, so different data types, everything in Python is considered as object. Not only Python, for most of the object-oriented programming languages, the base element, the base structure is going to be atom level. Structure is going to be the object. Okay, so here all int, string, list, whatever we are discussing is object. Okay, so object is bound with its own properties and methods. Okay, so what are the methods available that comes with the list? What are the methods that we can utilize if you are using the list data type? So you can look at the table here, and you can refer the if you want to explore more, then you can refer this link. So what we're going to do, we are just going to look at all these methods. Okay, so what are the methods I have given in this table? Let's check out the method in the coding. Okay, so list method. So I'm just creating a list here and I'm applying reverse method. So what the reverse method will do, it will just change the index. Okay, so just put the elements in the reverse order. So 1, 2, 3 will become 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the order will get changed. And I'm creating another list. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to append the Y to 1, 2, 3, 4. So how it get appended? Append function will simply add it as a new list. So this Y will get added to X as a new list element. Okay, not a separate. It will not unzip this file. It will just put it together as a separate list. Okay, so this is how the one element will get added to another element. You can add 2 list elements like this, but the inner list will be saved as list itself without getting unzipped. Okay, next extend function. So extend function will help us to add elements at the end. Okay, for example, here the extend what it does. So the append one will just add it as a list itself. But if you don't want to add it as a list, if you want to add it as a normal list elements, unzipping the list container, then you have to use the extend function. You can see here the extend function does not put it as a list container. It just unzip the elements and put it separately as a different list element. And then let's see what is insert method. Insert method will insert the given value after the given index. Here we have passed 2 as the first parameter. That means in the second index, we are going to add hello. So 0, 1, here in this 2, in the second 2 in this index position, we are going to add hello. So now you can see we have added it in the given position. So if you change the position, you can just change it to the third position. You can see now we have added the hello in the third position as well. The next thing we are going to insert and in the starting. Okay, so for that, see the new element is getting inserted in the first. So even for the first, you can simply use the same insert method with the index value 0. Okay, same thing. You can just access any location and change the value. You can manipulate the list element because it is mutable. So the next thing we're going to try the sort method. Sort method will do the sorting, whatever it is string or integer or float, whatever the data type, it will get sorted by using the sort function. Here I can see it is sorted in the alphabetical order. Okay, next we're going to try the min and max function. The min function will find the minimum value and max function will find the maximum value of the given list element. Whether it is string or integer, doesn't matter. Even here you can see that car, van, bike, Scott. So here the alphabetical order wise, B is the smallest value. So when you apply B here, sorry, min here, it just picks this element which starts with B, okay, which is the smallest alphabetical character value comparatively from the given list element. So that is getting retrieved. Similarly, the max function will get the maximum value. And index function will get the index value of given element. For example, here -5 is the list element. If you want to get the index value, you can see the index value is 0, 1, 2. Okay, the index value will get retrieved. So the next thing, the count method. The count method with a given element, it will just count how many times the given element appears in the list. For example, if this is the list, if I'm passing 9, it will just tell how many times 9 is that saved in the list. It's there in the list. Okay, 9 is appeared 3 times. So it will say 3. So that is all about list. List, how to define it, how to access the value, and what are the methods available. So next we are moving on to the next data type, tuples. So tuples is same as list, but it is immutable. It cannot be changed. So for the list, we used square bracket. For the tuple, we use bracket. So since it is immutable, there is nothing much to do with the tuple. Only thing you can find the index of the value, and also you can use count, like how in list, it will just count how many times a particular element appears. The same thing you can do with the tuples. Other than that, you cannot change anything in the tuple. You cannot change the values of the tuple. If you need to do some operation like changing all those stuff, you have to convert that tuple into list, then you can do it. But you cannot manipulate the value in the tuple form itself. Okay. So tuple has one interesting character called assignment character. Tuple and assignment is kind of different comparing to the other element. Assignment in the tuple works like this. You can see X and Y. I'm assigning 2 values along with these 2 coordinates with 2 values. Then it can easily assign the index values in the mapping order. And when you say print Y, the Y will get assigned to Fred and the X will get assigned to 4. Okay, so it can just put the left-hand side as a and assign that with the right-hand side element as it is in the same order. Okay, so let's see how we can work with the tuple in the coding. So to create tuple, either you can use the bracket, you have to use the tuple method, sorry. You have to call the tuple method. So here I'm simply creating an empty tuple, and now X is the tuple object. So if you want to see what are the built-in methods available with a particular object, you can call the dir method. So I'm calling this dir method and passing this x into this. You can see the only two methods available in the tuple is count and index. You can see that the other methods are it's not, this is the, you can use only these two methods. Okay, those are input things. So here what I'm doing, I'm just going to create a tuple. Okay, as I told you, like square bracket is for list and the bracket is for tuple. So I'm passing these three elements into the x variable and see, let me check the type of x. Print type of x. You can see, since it is bracket, it says it is tuple, and we can just get the value. Okay, as you can get the other normal Python indexing, the same thing. Or you can use the index function, or you can directly get the give the index number and get the value. Okay, and the count method, as in the list, the count method will get how many times a particular thing appears. Okay, here you can see the assignment of left hand with the right hand. So if I want to print x, then you can see it's 4. If I want to print y, then it will print y as red. Okay, so this is assignment property of tuple. So next I'm moving on to the next method, dictionary method. So dictionary method, dictionary data type. Main advantage is it allows mapping of key along with the value. Okay, so value in the dictionary can be accessed via it is key value pair. So all the languages has this facility, but using this key value pair facility is very much easier in Python because of this dictionary data type. Okay, so the key value pair is like attribute, index and value that can be saved together. It can, like list, it can hold, dictionary also can hold different data types. You can put different data elements, different data type of elements inside the same dictionary. Okay, so what are the methods available? So these are the methods available for dictionaries given in this table. Let's try a few of them. If you want to know more about that, if you want to explore more about that, please refer this link for the W3 School website and Python documentation to know more about this dictionary method. Okay, so now let's explore what are the stuff that you can do with the dictionary. Okay, so I'm just going to run all the coding that I have given in the PPT here. I'm creating a dictionary here and naming the dictionary variable name as employee. Okay, so here I'm just assigning the key values here and value key here and value here. So if I run it, I have created a dictionary with 3 elements with key and value pair. So I can easily call many of the methods that comes with the dictionary to manipulate this value. For example, del is the method that will let us to delete a particular element. For example, here I'm just deleting res. If you delete the key, then the value will get deleted automatically. So when I delete res, this key, the last key value key, the value also will get deleted, and the only element, like the first elements, will be there. Okay, now let's check what are the keys available. For that, you can call the keys method that will fetch the keys alone. Similarly, value is the method that will help you to fetch the values alone. So, and then dictionary is mutable. That means you can change the values. Okay, so here I'm changing I'm assigning value 2. Okay, here then I'm assigning another value with another dictionary 5. I can do a multiplication of these 2 dictionaries. Okay, so this kind of arithmetic operation can be done with the dictionary, and also you can access the element value of the element simply by calling the dictionary name and the value key name. Okay. For example, here I'm creating a dictionary, naming it as phone, and in the phone, I'm just assigning the value like this. The phone index, this will be assigned as a key, and the value of the key is going to be this. So I can simply call this value by just calling the dictionary, the name of the dictionary and the value. Okay. You can also use the keys method or value method. There are multiple, there are a lot of wide variety of methods are there in the dictionary. You can just check keys, items. If you want to get the list of elements, okay, in the dictionary, then you can call the items. And sorry, let's try this values here. Employee key. Let me try employee value. So as we told before, as I told you before, you can always call, press this tab method, the tab, sorry, emp dot, and if you okay. So the object dot tab, if you press tab, it will just give you the list of built-in methods available associated with the object. Okay, the values that gives the values are there in the dictionary. Okay, similarly, you can use the other methods to perform any kind of data manipulation. So the next thing that we are going to discuss is set. So set is another data type which is not that popular like the other three data types, but set has its own unique features. Like particularly it is helpful to handle unique values. Okay, so it is unordered collection of unique value. It does not rely on order of elements. You cannot rely on set if you need to manage the order, because set does not care about the order. What set cares? It simply cares about the uniqueness of element. It does not want the replication. It does not want the duplication of the element. So it will just handle the unique elements together. So it will not let two elements to have the same value. Okay, so if you want to maintain that kind of application, if you want this kind of characteristics in your application, then you can go ahead with the set data type. Okay, so it is same as dictionary, but only it has key value. It has only key. It does not have the value. Okay, so we can use set when the collection of object is more important than number of times it appears. Okay, so when that is the case, then we can go with the set. When we care about whether the object is appear with regardless of how many times or regardless of order. Okay, so then we can go with the set. Sets are mutable. You can change the value, but it has its own limitation. Okay, so how can we use set? How can we define it? So as we said, it is same as dictionary, but it doesn't care about the value. It just has key. Same thing. So you can use the same symbol. The curly brace can be used to create the set. So here I'm just creating the set. Since it does not have the key, sorry, value, that colon symbol to separate the key and value, it will be taken as set. So I'm just printing out the value, and like how you can iterate through the list, how you can iterate through the dictionary by using for loop. In the same way, you can iterate through the set as well. Okay. So when I try to iterate through that, you can see red appears in blue appears 2 times, but it just takes it only 1 time, and it just ignore the last blue value and just print only 1. So even though it has 2 blue value, it just takes only 1 value because it does not like the repetition, does not handle the repeated values. Okay, So what are the methods that are available in the dictionary, set we can use? I have given the list of methods. Mostly it will be useful to check whether the property of the elements, okay, whether it is there, whether it is there 2 times, like there are multiple methods to check. So mostly it will result in Boolean value, yes or no, okay. So if you want to know more about the dictionary method, please refer to this link. So now let's look at some other coding examples. So here I'm going to use this in method. Python has in to check whether it is there or not. Okay. So here we have the color, which is the set container, and we're going to check whether the red, this element is there in the color set. So it says true. Okay. So if you give some other color which is not there, it will just say false. Okay. So if I'm adding, so here I can, sets are mutable, you can always change the values. I'm using the built-in method called add to add a new value to this color set container, and then run. And then here I'm adding one more. Okay, here update fruit. So this update method will mix the fruit along with the color. Okay, so it will just type apple, banana, orange, and then in addition to that, it will just add red, blue, green, yellow. Okay, so whatever the color values, it will be repeated only one time. Okay, so the methods that we have discussed here are add, update, okay, and what else? You can try different methods. I have just tried add. You can even use remove, pop, all those methods. Like how you can use the same method in list or normal Python. In the same way you can use it in set as well. So the next thing that we are going to see is list comprehension and set and dictionary comprehension. So comprehension, when you go for higher level of programming, you will want to reduce the line of code, the amount of statements that you put together. So you will try to reduce it, less coding. You will try to make a short code to do big things. Okay, so that would be the efficiency of the programming will be enhanced. Okay, while moving forward. So list comprehension is the one way that will give you the efficiency, okay, in terms of coding style. So what it will do, it will allow you to form a new list with new filtering criteria. You can just access the element and pass through the element with the new filtering category scenario. Okay, for example, here I'm just creating a list as a string list. So here, this is the list comprehension statement. So what I have done here, x dot upper for x in strings if length is greater than 2, that is 0, 1. Okay, so when the number of element, the length of the elements in this, in the each element, length of the character should be more than 2, then only it will get printed. So this filtering, so this is one filtering criteria. So if you need to write the sequential coding, then it involves a lot of coding. So with this advanced coding, this is called list comprehension. You can cut down that filtering capability. You can simply put together all the code in one line and do the filtering options. So here you can see it just ignores A as, okay, and it just takes whatever the value is greater than 2, the number of value greater than 2. Okay, this is called list comprehension. You can do the same thing with the set and dictionary comprehension. Nothing but it's simply the programming way, efficiency of the programming. Other than that, it does not have anything to do with the data type. Okay, so if it is mutable, you can do the comprehension by combining. It's like a compound statement. You can just combine different statements together and make it like a single statement. So in this video tutorial, we have discussed about different data types and what are the methods available in the data types. So in the next video, we're going to discuss about functions, arguments, and how to handle the functions, exception handling, and file operation in Python. Okay, see you in the next video. Thank you.